right, man. So shout out to the Bills. I know we got a Bills fan up in here, man. This is who the Bills got, man. Josh Allen, 330. Oh, hold your rollie up. Oh, hold your rollie up.
250 guarantee.
Oh, I'm going to Buffalo. I can't wait to meet my cousin, man. Josh, I can't wait to see my cousin, man. My cousin got 250 guaranteed, man. Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir, big move. Greg Rousseau.
Yep.
That's.
I remember when it was Rousseau or Phillips, right?
Oh, man, for sure. Yeah, man. For sure, man. They got Terrell Bernard. This is sad, man. Just one person.
Going,
just one person for the Miami Dolphins.
Hey, Herbie, when you pulled that up, I swear to God, I saw tumbleweed fly through my screen, bro. I wish y'all could have seen it, dog. I just seen a tumbleweed go by, man. This shit's sad right now.
That shit
man.
look, bro. Zach, all right, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. I'm not trying to kick y'all back in, but this is pathetic. This is sad, man. Zach looks so lonely by himself as the only person that you got signed so far. All right, now, big money spenders. Them boys went to the Gucci store and said, put it on my MasterCard, man. So let's dissect the New England Patriots real quick, man. Joshua Dobbs, Mac Hollins, Austin Hooper, Morgan Moses, Harold Landry, the big money signing from the Philadelphia Eagles, Milton Williams, man. And they got Carlton Davis from the Lions. They already have... it's Gonzalez, right? They already got Gonzalez. Now you got Carlton Davis. You got two good cornerbacks. You have what could be a really good defensive tackle. Now, we could have the discussion, and we're going to go ahead and have that discussion in a short bit about, sometimes these free agent, especially the big signings, don't always turn out, but that's neither here nor there. But I just like to see something that I haven't seen with the Patriots in quite some time. Smart money allocation. Bill Belichick is a historically bad GM. The more that we get removed from it, the more obvious it is that he sucked as a GM, which only highlights how good he was as a coach. And I have some numbers that is going to be very, very shocking to most. And I'm going to save that for a little bit. But that is what the New England Patriots did. And then you got the Jets. Justin Fields, that's crazy. Jamie Sherwood and Brandon Stevens. So,
Herbie, I'll tell you this. The Justin Fields signing for the Jets, I think most fans are going to look down on that signing. But me as a Dolphin fan, the way I perceived it was like, damn, dog. Like, now we got to watch another either washed-up quarterback or bad quarterback look great against us twice a year. Like, Aaron Rodgers' two best games last year, the Dolphins. Fucking Geno Smith, before we knew how good he was on the Seahawks, had his perfect passer rating against the Dolphins. Bro, the Jets, and we go ahead.
And no, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's gonna bring it 360. Like, just hearing you say that, it's so ironic that. Remember the video that we did, one of our first videos, our first shorts that went viral, and you were talking about Justin Fields, and you literally predicted exactly what he was going to do to the Miami Dolphins because he was a running quarterback, and he had like 100 or something yards on y'all. Mm-hmm. It's just so funny that to see it come back full circle, that he is the guy. He the guy who had the breakout game of his career relative to this point, one of the best games he's ever played as a professional, is coming to the Dolphins to do it potentially twice a year, bro. All of this is poetic. I'm sorry, bro. All of this is poetic. This is so poetic, dog. But I, as somebody who's not an AFC East fan, again, I am a Cowboys fan, spoiler alert. To me, and I'm going to let you guys cook on this particular signing, but I just want to go ahead and go for ISO. It's just another example of a team that I truly cannot understand. I don't understand the Jets. I have never understood the Jets my entire life as a football fan. I understand trigonometry more than I understand the New York Football Jets, bro. Like, just tank. What does Justin Fields do for you? Just tank. Just tank.
Especially without the situation. I think that's what I think. The crazy thing about football sometimes, Herbie, and I know we'll get to the Sam Darnold signing, but I'm just gonna get this out on the front end, right? Like the Seahawks signed Sam Darnold, but you're not getting Kevin O'Connell with him. Like
Word.
there is something to be said about players being in situations where the environment makes it work for them. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And Justin Fields on the Steelers, he looked solid, right? He was okay. Russell Wilson on the Steelers, he looked like a semblance of himself a little bit, an older version of himself, but that's because they were a part of a hallmark organization. Now you go to a team like the Jets. Now Russell Wilson goes to a team like the Giants. Oh man, do y'all want to see bad football? It's coming.
I
It's
can't wait.
coming. New York is going to be snowing bad football, bro, because these organizations don't have the infrastructure to get the best out of the guys they got. Same with the Seahawks. The Seahawks went on a fucking fire sale. And I like the coach they have, but sometimes some of these coaches, some of these organizations think they're too big for what they have. Sometimes they think their coaching and the development is gonna make is gonna be a band-aid for everything. Herbie, football don't work that way. Sometimes talent, a lot of times talent matters, but coaching matters too. And to see Justin Fields go to the Jets, I don't know how the coach, because it's a rookie head coach, right? In that serious situation, Aaron Glenn is a
Yeah,
really
Aaron Glenn. Yeah,
so,
rookie head
I
coach.
don't want to throw him under the bus because he hasn't even gotten a shot. This guy could be a really good coach. We don't know. The odds of the Jets having a good coach is crazy, but it can happen, right? It's not impossible, just highly improbable. But at the end of the day, listen, man, I know a lot of fans across the league are going to see the Justin Fields move, and like you, Herbie, rightfully so, they are questioning the validity of it. They are questioning the sanity of it. But me as a Dolphin fan, all I'm thinking of is like, God damn, bro, I got to see another quarterback that's going to look way better than he is against us twice a year. It never ends, dog. It never ends, man.
True. How do you feel about this?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
The Jets are in my backyard. I've watched them for 40 plus years, and I am.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
And then they'll be
perfect.
for another thing.
Give
That's
me
what
the
they
psyche
do.
of the Jets fan, seeing how you are in the Jersey area. So take me through the psyche as a Jets fan of
It's
how
almost like
they
the
are.
Dolphins.
Okay.
I call them the Dolphins North, and except we have we have we have the Gates, Bully Gate, all
Yeah.
that. They have just different dysfunctions.
They got the
Like
butt
I can
fumble. They
notice,
got foot gate.
butt
Yeah.
fumble and things like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, they it's what they do. They were all hyping about Aaron Rodgers. How'd that work out? And now you're gonna sell me on this kid?
This is
I ain't
incredible,
buying
man.
it. I'm not. And what you mentioned a minute ago, like, is he like a quarterback just for a year or two before you go and do something? Like, so now you're telling me Glenn's got more than 3 or 4 years with that type of move with Fields, because Fields is on his third team. He's what, top draft pick? It doesn't
Yeah,
seem
he
to
was a
me.
10th overall pick. Yep,
Exactly. It doesn't really. That
and
doesn't.
this is $30 million guaranteed. So unless he's getting all $30 million in one season,
The only
he's
thing
going
with
to
the
be there for 2 years.
The only thing with the Jets, I will say, is they're a year ahead of the Dolphins in rebuilding. And if the Dolphins fall flat on their face this year, they're going to start their rebuild, I think. Because supposedly Mike and Chris Greer are on the hot seat. I'll believe that when I see it.
Nah, man, that shit ice cold, man.
Yeah,
Don't believe that,
exactly.
man.
So Greer's is. I can see.
That man got an AC on that seat, man. That shit ain't
I
hot,
can
man.
see Greer blaming Mikey on everything, and I mean, so that's the only thing I'll shout the Jets out. All right, you got a year ahead on what we should be doing now. But
Mhm.
as far as Fields, that doesn't even bother me. Will he have a few good games against us? Possibly, because we have issues with running quarterbacks somehow. But I think the Pats are the ones that are really making moves. They got like I said, they have, I think, the second best coach in the division already, and he's from that culture. He knows what that culture is all about. So he's going to restore that in my.
And you know what? I saw Pedro
Trying to
made a
get it to
comment.
go.
Pedro made a comment
Hold
earlier
on.
where he said he likes
There we go.
Drake over. Pedro made a comment where he said he likes Drake over Tua. This is what I'll say about that. Tua to me, Herbie, like Drake. If you ask me, if I'm being completely candid and honest, I think I'm more of a Tua guy than most people who don't really watch because I watch a lot of film on him too. So I know a lot of what actually makes Tua really good. But I will say that Drake May, in terms of just his talent, is potentially definitely better than Tua. And I think where the Dolphins fall flat with a quarterback like Tua is that the league, no, people will never appreciate how good this guy could actually be because we never put an O line around this guy. Like he's just one of those guys. Tua's just never gonna be a guy who you could depend on to run around and scramble and make plays with his legs. And that's a lot of what's successful in the league today are quarterbacks who can extend plays or guys who can outright run, right? We are seeing more and more the evolution of that. Tua would have been a much more revered quarterback back like 20 years ago when pocket passers were really, really a thing. If you really think about the league today, Herbie, the only pocket passer worth his salt that you can really talk about is Joe Burrow, right? And even he can extend plays. When you think about the other pocket passers, they all need help. Jared Goff needs help. Baker, he can extend plays, but he still needs help. So Tua can be a good to really good quarterback. I can't say really great because I've seen him have elite games, but he hasn't done it for a whole year. He's just had a game here and there or some stretches. But when he's protected, the numbers tell you Tua could be as good as anybody in the league when he actually has time to throw. Herbie, we have a team where the guy has to throw the ball in 2 seconds or less. If he throws the ball in 2.3 seconds, he gets hit. And if he gets hit, he gets hurt. Yeah. So, Tua places you at a disadvantage sometimes because he's a guy that you have to worry about, and then you don't have a line that can protect him. I think if he had an offensive line in front of him, like a Detroit Lions O-line or the Eagles, or there's so many teams that have quality offensive lines, like the upper echelon teams, the teams you see in the playoffs, the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders have backup offensive linemen that are better than some of our starters. So when you just look at how other teams are able to construct, the Dolphins built their team backwards. We built our team outside in. We focused on skill position guys as opposed to building and beefing up the trenches. And we drafted a quarterback that can't extend plays. We drafted a quarterback that can't save himself. He needs to have a line in front of him for you to get the best out of what you could possibly do, which is why fans are so adamant about getting rid of Chris Greer, because he has not understood that. And it looks like they still don't understand that, Herbie.
Hey, man, listen. Hold on. As a black man, I gotta respect this black man for keeping that job, man. Hey, listen, they get rid of us quick in the NFL, man. He knows what to do. Man. He knows how to hold on tight, man.
To draft. I mean, when you think of 2019, 2020, 2021, they spent a lot of equity in first, second, third round draft picks of O-line, and that was just bad. So bad they had to go get Armstead. And to me, that was an indictment on how bad his drafting of O-linemen was. So, these aren't working out. Let me go get the free agent guy.
It's systemic at this point because drafting free agent, like at some point, it's something. But I don't know if it's the coaching department, the strength and the conditioning, development. At that point, it has to be development because it's been going on for too long. But